Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the subscriber contracts. And today's contract, smoking ban, set in Dartmoor. And the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today, courtesy of Paul Anderson, 37. So moving on to our briefing, in the interests of the staff's health and well-being, the Carlisle family have put in force a smoking ban on the entire estate. Smoking kills 8 million a year worldwide. Show these 5 what happens when they break the rules. So moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them. All must be eliminated whilst disguised as the mansion staff, 1 via injected poison, 2 via accident explosion, 1 in a fall accident, and 1 via an electrocution accident. And we also have only 1 exit available to us. No bodies can be found excluding accidents and poisons. We must only get headshots. All shots must hit an NPC, we cannot be recorded, we must only eliminate our targets, and we cannot change our disguise as our objectives. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the mansion staff. We're going to have an enigmatic gas grenade stored up in the library, and we'll be bringing with us a remote micro taser, a lethal syringe, along with our silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to retrieve our gas grenade, as we will be needing that very shortly, and then we are going to head downstairs to the kitchens, where we will find 2 propane cylinders, and we only need 1 for the time being. So we're just going to make our way around past the entrance hall, around the back here, and we're going to stop off just before we get to the kitchen, and just on the side table here we will find a couple of coins. So we're going to grab them, make our way into the storeroom and retrieve the fuse from the shelf, and then we can make our way into the kitchen and retrieve the first propane cylinder. Now our first target is just outside of the building, outside the kitchen, so we're going to hop out the window here to avoid the enforcer. We're going to make our way around to the hedge here, drop our propane cylinder and select our enigmatic gas grenade, and we're just going to throw that at the feet of the maid over by the crates there. She will get sick and she will move away, and we need to do this because she will be most likely in range of the explosion when it goes off, so we need to move her away as best we can. So once everybody goes back to their usual routine, we're going to retrieve our propane cylinder and just throw it by the bag of potatoes there, right next to our first target. And when he loses interest and not finding anything out of the ordinary, he will return to his usual routine, which will consist of him lighting a cigarette well within range of the escaping explosive gas. So here he goes now, and 1 quick flying lesson later, and we are 1 target down. Now everybody else is going to go into panic mode, but with any luck we are able to make our way back in through the kitchen window here. Luckily that maid there stopped and turned, so we can retrieve the second propane cylinder, and we're going to return now to the library where we first started, and just beyond the library we will find our second target. And our second target is the guard currently flirting with the maid. There he is. So just by being present we will interrupt them. So we're just going to make our way straight out onto the balcony here, throw our gas grenade against the wall at the back, and make our way back into the corridor, otherwise our two flirting couple here will go back to flirting. We're just going to stand by the door here to keep it open so that we get a nice good view of our second flying lesson of the day. And this gentleman managed to travel quite far, although he didn't stick the landing. So 2 targets down, we can now start moving on to our remaining 3 targets, who are all at the rear of the property, so to speak. And the first of which is a housekeeping staff member on a break. Now, usually we blow this gentleman up, but today we are going to inject him with a lethal overdose of nicotine to show that smoking is bad for you. So once we get behind him, we can just jab him with our syringe. He will go down like a tree, very slowly indeed, and we can then move on to target number 4, and this will take a little bit of time. So we're going to make our way around to the garden fuse box. We're going to add our fuse to the fuse box and then head off over to the side of the property. Now our target is the young lady currently sitting in for the photographer, and now that we've added that fuse box to the fuse, that will bring the entire Carlisle family out for their photo session, and the maid will no longer be required, and she will head over to this area for a cigarette. So we're just going to make our way here ahead of her. We're going to drop our taser into the puddle here, and I'm waiting around before I drop a coin along with it, just in case the guard on patrol just on this side of the wall has come back via that route from removing our first target. He didn't actually come this way this time, but it is a possibility. So we're going to drop the coin into the puddle as well, hop over the wall and hide ourselves in the bushes, ready and waiting for when our target arrives. And here she comes now, and she will spot that coin, and when she goes over to collect it, we can then trigger the micro taser and give her a rather shocking experience. And she's definitely smoking now. So we're going to quickly move on, and if we are quick enough, we won't have to wait around for our final target, who is that guard just up ahead of us. He is just leaving, but I think we've got here just in time to pull out our final coin and throw it ahead of us into the bushes there. This gentleman is the accident fall kill, and we're going to utilize a little issue I have with this particular kill, as it should actually count as a drowning kill, as we are going to drown him, but it does count as an accident fall. So when he comes in to investigate the noise of the coin, we can then get behind him, render him unconscious, and dunk him into the moors, which technically will drown him, but officially counts as an accident fall for some strange, inexplicable reason. So all of our targets have been eliminated, and all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape. And our one and only exit is the bridge exit. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of, and we just get confirmation all of our targets were eliminated according to plan, and we managed to meet all of our objectives, which in turn will give us a silent assassin rating, as long as we haven't been spotted. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.